Hi, my name's Madeline. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a really quick matte eyeshadow look today, and I do need to get ready really quickly, so this is gonna be fast, but that's usually what I like. If this is your first time here, I do like to do quick everyday makeup looks. That's what I'm always going for. If you're unfamiliar, Basswood Beauty is my small Etsy company where I sell tinted lip balms and bath and beauty care products. And I'm going to get started with the Pretty Fresh Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. This is a product, if you follow me with my Project Pan, I think this is the product I'm going to try to pan next. So wish me luck, because there is, and I use like a little tiny bit, but I've really been enjoying it, and I mix it, it's the wrong color for me though, so I mix it with this Cici Clearing BB Cream by Purito, and this color, I have two colors because the color range in this is very bizarre, but this is like a very, very gray color. This is in light beige, and this wouldn't work for me either. So I mixed the two together, and it comes up with like quite a perfect color. So don't be afraid of ever mixing your foundations or concealers or anything really, because it really does help with getting use out of your makeup. When something doesn't quite work, I just kind of like play with it until I get what I'm looking for. And I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of some of that today with some of the other makeup. But yeah, usually in these videos I just kind of share what I've been reading or watching lately and share a little bit of makeup content. Anyways, I just love how this Colourpop Tinted Moisturizer lays on the skin, and it gives me like the perfect amount of coverage that I'm looking for. Like just not anything too heavy, but it still gives me some good coverage. And I just love how it wears throughout the day. It stays, but it just looks like skin. This combination. I don't ever feel like it's making me look cakey or like I have tons of makeup on my face. And I'm just going to take whatever's left onto my forehead, because this is pretty much covered up by my bangs. Not too worried about that. So then I'm going to go in with I'm continuing to, again, if you follow my Project Pan, continuing to work on my Flower Beauty concealer. It is quite the journey. I'm really ready to be done with this concealer because it does crease a lot on me, and it really does smell off, but I really want to finish it, so. Oh, and I just hate how it leaks. I mean, I find that every concealer with a doe foot leaks, but this one's like really getting to me. I'm just going to go in with my Undamp, non-dampened sponge by e.l.f. It's their Camo Concealer Sponge. I just love using a dry sponge, but this one definitely needs washed. So I didn't listen to a lot of books. I didn't read a lot of books. I finished one devotional book that I've been on for a while by Michael Card, and it was on the book of Luke. He does like these in-depth books on the books of the Bible, just kind of like breaking down each chapter and talking it out and kind of sharing his thoughts on what he thinks that it might have been like. And it was very insightful and just a nice read. it was a really nice read for like my devotional morning time. I highly recommend those. I got them from my father-in-law, actually. He has all of them. So I'm going to see if there's any that I haven't. I think I did Mark and Matthew, Luke, and there might be one more. So I'm going to look and see if he has any more of those. Okay, the little trick thing I guess I'll do next. Not trick necessarily, but I don't love this Uoma stick. It's a highlighter on one end and a contour stick on the other. And the reason is because I just don't contour. I don't get into all that. I need quick, fast makeup. I'm not here to do all the things. So what I've been doing just to use it is kind of put a little bit there where you would naturally put some contour. And then put the highlighter where you would put the highlighter. Or wherever you really want it. Do a little bit there. I love to put a little bit there as well. And then I take this cream blush that I have by Half Caked Disco Lemonade. This is actually not the color I meant to order, but it's like a Barbie pink, and that is not what I wanted. But I have enjoyed it. It's extremely pigmented, but a little bit goes a long way, and I'm like, I'm gonna have this thing forever. So I just get a little bit on my finger, and I don't always like the brightness of it, so that contour I'm gonna kind of use to mute it down a little bit. And then I actually take whatever is remaining on my finger and I wipe it on my lips just for like a little bit of stain. And I will be applying a lip color, but I just kind of like wipe my finger on my lips, I guess. And then I'm gonna take this Real Techniques brush. It's an expert face brush. It's just a little bit more dense. That the brush I used for my foundation would work perfectly too. This is the Essence Makeup Buffer brush, and I love this brush actually, and I think it was like a few dollars. It's very inexpensive. So I'm gonna start like on the contour, I think, and I just kind of blend it all together. Work my way up. But I think this gives a really pretty look to the cheeks that all kind of seamlessly blends out or blends together. And then I don't have any harsh lines. I don't have that like harsh contour line. And it's quite fast and easy because I mean you're just kind of doing all three at one time. So I've really been enjoying that. It makes me very happy to have quick options. Let's see. I guess we'll move on to the eyes because I'm actually almost done. I did forget something. I think I'm going to go grab my eye primer because I do want this to last and not crease at all. I'm just going in with my e.l.f. Wow Brow, which is like the love of my life. Can't live without it. So I just have this like Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. It's super old. I don't know if they make it anymore, but it works just fine. I would like to get a new one just because this one's so old. But you know what? It works just fine. But you just need such a tiny amount of it that it just lasts forever. It's funny, doing the project pan really makes you see what products last you forever and which ones like you go through really quickly. And so then when you go to purchase new things, you can be like, do I really want this blush that I'm going to have for like 10 years? Or, you know, do I want this that I'm going to go through more quickly? So anyways, it's eye-opening. Highly recommend doing a project pan. Then I'm just going to go in. So like I said, I wanted this to be a quick, easy eye look. You can make it more complicated if you want to, but I'm all here for the quick and easy stuff. So I'm just taking, I did want to use 2 eye palettes. You don't have to do that at all. But I do want to go in with this Colourpop, that's Taupe. And I'm going to just kind of set my eye with the lightest shade. And then I'll just quickly share 3 books that I did read, listen to. I think I listened to all 3 of them. I did. The Bookish Life of Nina Hill was like a recommendation on my library account. And it was supposed to be like reminiscent of like Jane Austen or something like that. Like she's really into books, and so Jane Austen's mentioned, I believe, in there. But so I'm just taking this all over the eyelid. But anyways, it was a sweet story. It wasn't super engaging the entire time. Like most of it I was kind of bored, I would say. But you know what? I was sort of bored, but it kept me like interested still. I don't know. It was a little bit different, but it was slow. It was just, you know, like her slow, normal life. So it wasn't anything crazy. I want this brush, but it's dirty, so I'm going to just wipe it clean on some tissue. I would recommend that book. It was by Abbi Waxman. I was going to see if she has any other books, because I liked the ending. It was very cute and sweet, and sort of like had a little twist to it, but it just wasn't anything mind-blowing. I'm going to take that same light shade, and I just want to get it on my lower lash line. I'm just taking it all the way, kind of help with my fine lines and help with like any concealer creasing that I'm having. The concealer is actually looking pretty set. I was going to put some powder under there, but they're looking pretty good. I was going to use the Aether Beauty palette. It is discontinued now. This is like the Rose Quartz palette, I believe. And I want to go in with this nice, like purpley mauve color. But that's the darkest color. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I was just going to use those 2 shades. I couldn't remember what I was doing. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a smaller fluffy brush and go in with that shade, and I'm just going to get it. It's a little sitting on my bed, and I don't want to make a mess, but it is a little bit dusty, a little bit powdery. But I'm going to start just packing that on my, starting on the lower part of my eyelid, and then working it up into the crease. And basically I'm just taking it over the whole eyelid, but I'm just starting at that lash line to really concentrate the color there, and then pulling it up. And I'm gonna stop there, do the other eye, and then I think I'll go in with just a little bit more blending. So I'm just trying to do it slowly because I don't want to get too much on there. Then I'm going to take that like fluffy e.l.f. brush again and just make sure that this is all blended. And then I'm going to go back in with that smaller brush and get some of that color on my lower lash line. I'm going to try to stick to the like outer third. I don't want it to come in too much. With darker colors like this, it is easy on my small eyes too to like go overboard, so, or like get too much color on there too quickly and then like not be able to remove it. So I'm just trying to work a little bit more carefully, just like that. Really nice, kind of matches this sweater. And that is it. I was going to do like a little bit of, if you want to go in with a darker color along the lash line. I guess we could do that. I have this deep brown. It's a little powdery too, so I'm just going to be careful and get that right on the lash line. I really don't want it to be an in-your-face kind of, just to darken it a bit so that the mascara looks a little bit, my lash line looks a little bit more fuller. Oh, so then I read one book I really didn't care for. Listened to The Fourth Wing, which I didn't realize how popular it was. Nothing like that. Kind of went into it totally blind. Didn't realize how many people love it. By Rebecca Yarros. And just right off the bat, I was like, really? Swearing, 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 swearing. And it just continued through the whole book. I just don't really care for all the swearing. I'm like, I just don't see the need for it. But I don't speak like that in my everyday life. So I don't know. Maybe that is just totally normal for some people. But I'm like, why is it this so popular? I just didn't think that that was good writing. Honestly, I was like, everyone talked exactly the same way. Like, everyone used the F word. Everyone in the book, every character. It was just like there was no variety in like how people talked. That's how I felt. Anyway, I did get into the story and I enjoyed it. But there were just certain things I couldn't like get past. And I just don't know if like it's worth my time to read the next one. You know? I didn't really care for all of the inappropriate scenes. And there was just, it was very, for an adult book, it was a very young adult. You know, you felt like you were reading about teenagers. I mean, she is only 20, but still, I was just like, their actions and their words and, I don't know. But the whole idea of the dragons and all that, I loved. I mean, that was very enjoyable, and that's like what kept me continuing to listen. This is the e.l.f. Roller Lash, or Lash and Roll mascara, and I was going to post like a little TikTok about it and never got around to doing that, but I am enjoying it. I have the brown. I don't know if it's brown, but it's deep brown. It's usually brown black, you say, but I mean, I really enjoy it. I think it's pretty. It's a nice natural. You're gonna get like a nice natural look from it, and it really does pull your lashes up and keep them lifted and separated. So if that's what you're looking for, it doesn't give you a ton of volume, if really at all, but I don't know, it does something that makes them look full enough. You don't feel like they're real spidery or anything. So what happened though is I started listening to The Fourth Wing and I lost like my place in the book, The Hold, because I was listening to it and there were like so many requests on it that I had to return it. So I'm like, well, what do I listen to? So I found this other book. I think through someone on Instagram like recommended it, but I just don't remember who. And I screenshotted it for later, so I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'll just try that. So I had no idea what I was getting in with this one either. And I guess this one and Fourth Wing like competing, like who's the best? I don't know, they're just like the top books at the moment. And this was called One Dark Window. I loved it. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. Highly recommend that one. For young adult, there's a scene that, yeah, I didn't think was so appropriate for young adult. don't think I'd let my daughter read it or anything like that, but it just, like, she has all these, like, poems and riddles, and then just, like, the whole idea was so mysterious, and it was really good. I really liked it, and I'm, like, totally waiting for the next one. It was definitely one that I sent my sister and recommended. I was like, you have to read this so we can talk about it. But The Fourth Wing was so long, and I don't know. I don't want to keep going on about how much I didn't like it. I guess I'm not going to be reading the next one. But at the same time, like, oh, I kind of want to find out what happens because it, you know, ends on a cliffhanger, but sort of a cliffhanger. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Essence Stay 8-Hour Lip Liner in... It says it's waterproof. I don't know if that's true. I don't see the name of the color on here, but I just want a little bit of staying power on my lips. I'm going to put that all over. It's very, very creamy. Oh, here's the color. So Default. And then I'm going to go over with one of my lip balms. I thought I'd show you Elderberry, which is a popular fall color. It's one of my deeper colors. But I just pulled this one out, and sometimes when you first use them, they're not as pigmented. They get more pigmented the more you use them. But I love how they feel. There's just nothing else like my lip balms. I don't know. I haven't tried that many lip products, but it's very rare that I find a lip product that I like as much as how my lip balms feel on the lips. They're very, very buttery, glossy, smooth. Just love it. And that is the final look. I hoped you enjoyed. It's a little bit darker than I would normally go for, but yeah, no, I'm happy with it. And I hope you enjoyed. And yes, read One Dark Window, but don't read Fourth Wing. That's totally up to you. Yeah, anyways, I hope you come back, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.